and share the presentation with you all, if you bear with me as I do that. Again, if you have any questions, please do put them in the chat. If you want to speak, again, please do raise your hand and then you're welcome to jump on the mic and do that. I'm just going to put back on the presentation for you all. At the point at which we started, so let me just scroll through to where we were. Okay, so tutorials, just a bit more. They will start, as Sarah did say, in week 3. There will be 4 30-minute tutorials you will have with a assigned supervisor from our department. Again, these start in week 3, so don't worry too much about those. They are considered to be taught and structured sessions, and this isn't just an opportunity for us to support you through stages of research and writing. Again, and all of this is listed in the unit handbook. So anything that I may not have said too clearly, please do make reference to that or send us an email if you want to follow up with anything. We haven't, I don't think, Sarah would know a bit more about this. I don't know if we've released the timetable, if it's on Moodle, but if it is, and if you do find a particular tab where your meetings are, please do make a note of all your tutorials. Sarah, you have that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, because we've got so much late enrolment, we're still sort of putting together the timetables. So they probably won't, you'll be sent them obviously before week 3 Monday, but it probably will be quite near the time, sort of Thursday or Friday. Okay. So don't worry, but just look out for it and you will get an announcement. But it's all, you'll see on Cellcat, there will be at some point it's in the morning on a Monday, yeah. But you just check very carefully when you get them, so you know exactly what time, you know, and the time, what time your tutorial is. And we can't change times, so it is really important that you come at that time. Okay.
Thank you, Sarah. Yes, just to reiterate, so just because of the kind of mode of online working that we're all engaging with, is going to be incredibly tricky, if not possible, to reschedule. I understand that things do come up, but we don't particularly offer any additional or extra tutorials. Again, I know some of you are in different time zones, so if something comes up in that way, you know, there may be some workaround. But if you just can't, if you can't attend, you're going to really just kind of have to be accountable for that and do some self-directed study. So someone was asking when our tutorial times are again. I don't think they've been finalised, so don't worry about finding that yet. And if you do find anything on Moodle, I assume if there's anything up there, just make a note, but just know that they are subject to change because of COVID and the way that remote working is happening. We're extending how a late enrolments happen, and so we can't actually finalise a lot closer than we would have liked to. So I would say have a look for our Moodle. Let me know if you still want to find it following this session, but I would say maybe don't concern yourself with that right now, just because they are subject to change just because of late enrolment. Okay, amazing. And moving on to the next slide then. Peer-to-peer support. Again, as I said earlier, please do make contact with each other. I'm not sure if you know of each other before this 3rd year, but again, you'll be surprised what you each know. You will come from your own different cultures and own different histories, and that is really of value to each other. As tutors, we know about a specific set of topics and we come with our own experiences, so definitely we're there to lend a hand. But if anyone, you know, ever puts something in Moodle, let's say, and it gets flagged up and someone responds, you know, if you have something that you want to say, or you have any research that you think would be really helpful, again, offer each other support, as you are kind of a tutor group in a sense, and you do have a lot of experience between you. So please do offer each other a hand if any of you are finding this really hard. And thank you, Sarah. Yes, they will be emailed, not to the end of next week, again, closer to the time, which I know is a bit frustrating as you all would like to plan. But again, yes, email myself or Sarah using the following email. So particularly, yeah, we are always here to support you, especially before Christmas. That is a big chunk of self-directed times. I think it's a few weeks. But again, throughout that time, I know myself and Sarah have allocated some time that, you know, if things pop up later in the week, let's say, that we will get in contact and we will organise for you both. So again, Sarah's email is in the chat, so please do message her, and mine is also on screen, so it's r.clark@arts.ac.uk, and I'll be on hand also to help you with any questions that you might have moving forward. Moving on to the next slide then, I'm just wondering if you've got any questions before we move on. Feel free to put your hand up in the chat, and if not, I'm going to swap over to another presentation and we will go through some of the library research resources which will help you on the research side. So anyone let me know in the next maybe a minute or two if you've got anything to say. If you've got nothing to say, just say all good and we will move on. Can you hear me now? Everyone hear me now? Oh, how annoying. I think I was on mute. Okay, just to catch up again, if you had any questions that you want to put in the chat about the last slides, please do. If I'm glad you can hear me, just to know this is the second presentation we'll be going through library and resources. Again, if there are any questions flowing through as I'm speaking, and Sarah, feel free to stop me if you want to communicate anything. Please do. We have about 15 minutes left, and I don't want to run over time because I recognise, you have other things to do, particularly as a result of remote working. So again, if there's anything, put them in the chat, put your hand up, and we will negotiate that as a group. Just thinking about some of the resources, I know particularly from some of the staff briefings that we've done, the library have been fantastic in uploading quite a few different video tutorials about how to access a range of library services. And some of the campuses I know are doing still on-site things, but please, I know with COVID restrictions, I'm not really advocating that anyone do anything that they feel uncomfortable with or that is not safe. So again, if you do go on the Moodle, please do check through the library resources, which I did show you when I shared my screen, and they should offer everything you need as if you were in uni yourself. So really don't feel pressure to have to go in or go to any other libraries. We have a really wide range of resources for you to use. Again, library, I know they're doing a big welcome kind of set of sessions as well, that just to get newer students or people that really have just kind of forgotten a bit about the services. So please do head over using these links. You can feel free to maybe screenshot this page and kind of revisit in the next week or so. There is also a guide for finding any ebooks that you might need. I'm a real big fan of ebooks, particularly, and I have a text-to-speech software, so that can be used. Particularly, I know we're having a lot of screen time. So any way in which you can maybe lessen the amount of screen time, I would particularly advocate that you kind of use some of those sessions in particular. Sorry, your hand went up. You got anything to say?
Yeah, Yeah, no, that's great. What you just said. Also, when you're having a look round Moodle, everyone, under the sort of secondary resources box, there's like an actual online reading list which we use first year. So it's not a very extensive list, but they're all texts that are available and have links to them. So you might find something in there that does sort of relate to your topic. But we'll be helping you as well with searching. But I think a really good thing is over the next week or so, is look at these links from the library and really sort of get your head around how you do source text, because it is independent research. So although your tutors will be giving you, some initial guidance and some key text to read, it is really about you guys learning how to search for sources yourself. And don't forget your course librarian. You can actually email them for help too. And we'll be, I think from about week 3, they're going to be sort of ready and waiting for you to email them if you do sort of need help. It could be in how to actually find books, or it might be that you've got a particular topic and you want some advice on where to find that topic. Okay, that was it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sarah. Yeah, please do. There will be, again, I know the remote working is very strange, but UAR have prepped really, really, really well for this. And so at each new week, there will be things that we'll be communicating to you. So I wouldn't worry about any of the research things or anything to do with research. Like, you have enough people on hand to help you through this process as well. But again, Sarah was very right about the different range of resources, and kind of, again, they're on Moodle. So again, do check them out. Again, contacting your course librarian could be a good way for you to go if you're doing a very specific topic and maybe you're only getting generalized content. Let's say going through the library searching. Particularly, and I still use this Cite It Right. Really, I think more generally we do use the Harvard system. So if you're not really familiar with that, or you do struggle, I would encourage you to go and look at that site and just actually figure out how you are citing some of the resources, and do that as you go on. I think one of the few things I learned from dissertation, and I know this isn't a dissertation, but studies and especially extended modes of writing, is that you'd be surprised how long stuff like bibliographies take. And so wherever you get research from, please do be making a note of the book and the author, and particularly the page number, because this will it'll really make your life a lot easier when it comes to that part of the essay, which is still really important and a mandatory part of writing any piece of research. So again, if you're having any struggles with that, there are a few different resources, but Cite It Right, I know, Cite Them Right, apologies, is particularly what we advance as UAL, so do check that out. And a referencing guide, just for different modes of resources. So, ebooks differ from physical books in terms of citation. Maybe if you're paraphrasing something that someone wrote about something else in a book, there's a particular way about how you reference that. So just be mindful. And again, we as tutors, we've probably done this a few times, so we can help you. But any way in which you can kind of build that knowledge yourself will be, I think, a bit more sustainable for you moving forward as you're here, as your career, hopefully, as researchers. Moving forward then to the next slide, we are looking at kind of academic support. So again, UAR have a standard academic support kind of portal, and they are on hand for any kind of struggles that you may be having. We are kind of here for the essay side, and we are here for we do have duty of care concerns. If they're a bit more advanced than what we kind of can accommodate, we will push you towards the necessary services in order to get that extra help. I'm not sure, Sarah, this is just a random thought about what are the dimensions around EC claims, which are extenuating circumstances, particularly doing throughout this unit. I'm not sure what the dimensions of that are.
Well, yeah, I mean, what to do? Say if you do find you're having like really bad connectivity issues, or you suddenly can't, something happens, or whatever to do with COVID, or it could be something else that's personal. Obviously, you can apply for ECs. So just bear that in mind, and just let us, just make us aware if there's anything like that you feel is means that you can't, adequately, engage with the unit, and we can help you with applying for ECs. Just to say as well, with academic support, as we get on a bit later in the unit, when you've already sort of started sort of really working and doing your research, academic support are put on dedicated sessions just for CYP, and just might be also just specifically for FTD CYP. So I will be sending out information about that near the time. But yeah, so